Hi everyone, here's the Bookchemist once again. Today I'm reviewing Ascension by Gregory Dowling, which is a novel I actually read several months ago. I believe I read it at the end of 2015, but I'm only reviewing it now because now I've finished my master's degree. And why are those things linked? Because this is the first time in the history of my channel I'm reviewing a novel by somebody who I actually know, except for City on Fire by Garth Rhys-Kalber, but it's not like I really know Garth Rhys-Kalber. We walked around town together for a few hours, we went to dinner together, but also together with other 35 people. I think I touched him on the elbow at one point, but I'm not too sure. Gregory Dowling was one of my professors while I was studying at Venice University, and I was too awkward to review the book while I was there. It felt weird, but now that I'm done with the city and the university, I can talk about it as much as I want. Say what you want about Venice, I certainly do, but Venice, even if it sounds like a cliche, is a really unique place. It's a one in the world kind of place, and all those people claiming that this town or that other town, be it Amsterdam or whatever, is, let's say, the Venice of the North, that makes no sense. They're just the Venice of Venice. It's a unique living experience, a unique town, for better and for worse. And lots of people love Venice. Gregory Dowling loves Venice indeed. I had a kind of love-hate relationship with the city while I was there. But Venice is, again, a unique place, and it's very hard to capture that in literature. Mostly because there are so many writers, foreign writers, who capture the city from the perspective of someone who visits it for 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, and that's not the same as living there. Gregory Dowling, having lived in Venice for a very long time, has that kind of unique perspective of someone who loves the city, who lives there, knows how life in the city is, but also comes from the outside and can give an outsider perspective on the city. Why is that good in a novel like this, which is, by the way, a historical thriller set in Venice in the 18th century? Because it gives you a broad and a genuine perspective on Venice. It's not a book written by somebody who believes that Venice is a place where everybody goes around wearing masks all year round, or that people go around town on gondolas singing O Sole Mio all the time. It shows all the luxury, all the decadence of, you know, big palaces and noble families, and also the life of common people, of poor, humble people. It talks about the inner dynamics of the city, the inner conflicts of the city. It talks about its flaws, its potential, the way its past is disregarded in many ways, the way the city has become a tourist attraction, a tourist hotspot, and it has lost sight of what it once was. And in this sense, this is very much a historical novel, but a great historical novel in that it is 100% 18th century, and at the same time it is clearly talking about the present times. And it is clearly discussing issues that are very relevant nowadays, especially this fact that Venice is very much a tourist city, that the city itself is kind of a shadow of what it was in some ways. This is something that, you know, you can't help discussing when you're in Venice, because you feel it in the air. This idea, the fact that it discusses present issues, doesn't mean that the book is not historically accurate. In fact, Venetian people tend to be very protective about their city and very proud, and I have personally heard true, genuine Venetians praising Dowling, who is British, who is a foreigner, for his historical accuracy. And the book is amazingly accurate, both in terms of the geography of the city, of the historical details of the time. It is amazingly well researched. I heard that from the author himself that he wanted to write it originally in the 19th century, but then had to change the century because that century there wasn't enough material for a thorough enough research. That takes balls, you know, to change the whole idea behind your book just because it wouldn't be accurate enough on a historical level. That's kudos for that. Personally, though, I'm not that much interested in historical accuracy. At least it's not the thing that makes me praise a book or not. The kind of historical novel I like is the kind where you find talking dogs and huge giant vegetables. So why do I praise, why am I recommending you Ascension? Because I'm recommending you Ascension. It's a great book because of its narrative power and because of the way it presents its narrative. It's, as I said, a really thrilling book, and on a chapter by chapter basis it evolves beautifully, also as far as its genre is concerned. It starts with a very quiet, very lo-fi historical novel, but then it very quickly evolves into a kind of political international thriller. And I'm not saying anything more because, of course, I'm going to spoil the book, but there's elements of the occult in it, there's elements of other genres in it. At the end of the day, the whole narrative structure of it is really, really beautiful, and you never know what to expect from the next chapter. And this is really for thriller set in Venice. You might think you are seeing the end coming, like about halfway through the book. You're not. It's really a surprising read. So, bottom line, if you're looking for a novel set in Venice this year, make it Ascension. It's really great. It's a thrilling read, even if you're not interested in the city or in historical accuracy at all. If you are, it's definitely the book for you. Also, if you're planning a visit to Venice, do check out this book, because it talks a lot and it talks beautifully about some of the least famous sites of the city that still deserves to be visited and to be known, because they're so curious and so interesting. Lots of this, and you know, everybody likes San Mark's Square, but you know, you should also get lost a bit in the city, and this book can help you a lot getting lost there. If you're interested in Venice in general, read Ascension. It's really great. Thank you so much for watching once again, guys. If you do check out Ascension, let me know what you think of it. If you have any other Venice novel in mind that you liked a lot, let me know about them. I'm probably not going to read them because I already have stuff to read, but I'm interested in them anyway. Bye, guys.